Okay, so in the last guide video, we ran through my DPS main, Black Panther. I think to be fair and balanced, I thought why not do my personal tank main, the 90s cranking machine himself, Tree Branch. Or Groot. Groot works as well, I guess. Anyway, starting off, Groot is a 2-star rated hero and should be a great tank for people who are just trying to pick him up and play. But first, let's dive into some of Groot's abilities that are in his kit, starting with Groot's primary attack called Vine Strike. This attack has Groot protrude his extra lengthy monkey branch arms out, dealing great damage to one enemy at a time. Do keep in mind that this is a projectile, so you will have to lead your shots a slight bit, but nothing too bad thankfully. The max consistent range Groot can hit someone is 21 meters, but in very finicky moments you can also hit enemies at 22 meters. After hitting 8 times, you do have to reload, which, can we take a second to think about this? Groot using his arms, nah, gotta have a reload. But someone like Hawkeye with visible arrows in his quiver, nah, make them things unlimited. Regardless, this attack makes Groot great for poking and finishing off enemies who are trying to evade. Groot's passive allows you to build multiple walls as long as you're holding down the left mouse button and dragging. This is nice to cover more area quickly, though if I'm being honest, I don't use this too much because I like having more control on where I put my walls. Groot has a seasonal passive right now with Rocket and Jeff, making it where they can become personal backpacks for Groot. And it's another form of security knowing your personal support Jeff is whispering sweet nothings into your ear about world domination while you pummel a support. Groot's next ability is his melee called Furious Flora. To use this effectively, you're just never going to press the melee button as Groot. I'm joking, obviously. All jokes aside, this ability is a 3-part melee attack that ends with Groot launching the enemy up in the air slightly. This is great to use in between Groot's attacks for a little bit of bonus damage and to finish off enemies with a sliver of health left. Now getting into the meat and potatoes of Groot's kit, his actual fun abilities like his walls. Groot has 2 types of walls that do completely different things. His first wall, which is his Thorn Lash wall, allows Groot to summon a wall with 250 health. This has a 6-second cooldown, and he automatically has 2 in his reserve, but can place up to 3 at once. When Groot puts this wall down, and the enemy is standing next to it, any damage done to the enemy, regardless of if it's from you or your allies damaging them, this will result in the wall hitting back the enemy at 60 damage per 0.5 seconds. This is amazing because you can stack multiple of them, and this racks up damage so quickly, alongside closing off areas for weaker damaging characters who can't necessarily destroy the wall as effectively. This next wall that Groot has is called Ironwood Wall. This is a much beefier wall with a whopping 700 HP. This wall has an 8-second cooldown if fully destroyed, but the cooldown lessens if you call it back early. If at full health, it only has a 4-second cooldown when calling it back. This wall's special effect is that when you place it and the wall is awakened, meaning it's moving and glowing, the wall will heal you for 40 bonus health per second, up to 250 bonus health. This is amazing for Groot's longevity and sustain, and you can use this multiple ways. You can use this as a means of blocking off paths for enemies, or use it to create space for your team. Just don't be surprised when you look into the game and see that you're dropping 70,000 plus damage block, because these walls eat a lot of damage. Spore Bomb, which is another one of Groot's abilities, is a grenade-like projectile that Groot throws, and upon impact, this will explode. And it splits into 6 projectiles that are a little bit smaller that all explode again. This is only on a 6-second cooldown, so it's great for spamming into groups and building that ult charge extremely quickly. And sometimes you get extremely lucky because you'll throw this into groups and just randomly get kills here and there. It's the best feeling ever. Groot's final ability is his ultimate called Strangling Prison, and as it applies, it's a prison. Groot launches a projectile and upon impact will cause a strangling spore to spawn. If any enemies are within 8 meters of this attack, they will not only be sucked up into a group, they won't be able to use any mobility based abilities for 3.5 seconds. Use this strategically because they can still out heal and use other abilities, just not the mobility based ones. Some tips with Groot and how to excel with this barky tank are: firstly, you shouldn't be using your walls as only protection. Though this is useful, you gain a lot of value with well-placed walls for damage and protection. The walls demand attention, and if you're going to use them as a shield, make sure you play aggressive to gain space for your team. You can also use the walls to gain height. If you look down, hold your left click while using your Thorn Wall, and then look up, you can create a makeshift elevator with his walls, allowing you to gain height. His ultimate needs to be respected. It's not an ult that does much on its own in high ranks. Groot's ult should be used as an opener for comboing into fights with other ults. If you're not getting kills with the ult, you're doing something wrong. To make sure you get the most amount of damage as possible with his ult, try weaving in melees, spore bombs, and left clicks with a well-placed wall to do massive damage after you pop your ult. Groot is a tank that is either going to flop or carry your team, and knowing how to use his walls in certain situations can be crucial. For instance, there have been countless times where I'm going in as my main, Black Panther, and I'm going to charge into a fight, or even worse, I'm trying to recover back to my supports because I've sustained a lot of damage from diving, and I can't count how many times a Groot of all people on my team has placed a wall blocking me from my team and getting me killed. But if you're good at game sense and understand layouts, placing walls behind an enemy so they can't receive healing from their supports or can't get back to their team is crucial for Groot's kit. He's a displacer, and he should be focused in that manner. Groot's biggest flaw of his kit is that he's very resource limited and lacks in mobility. If you shred through his defenses fast enough and focus him, he has no way of escaping. So as Groot, it's important to play around your team and communicate when you're getting focused. Anyways, the video is near its end, so if you enjoyed the guide on how to master Groot, consider hitting that subscribe button so you never miss out on another guide video again. Also, let me know down in the comments what kind of character I should do next. Thank you all for the love and support that you guys have been giving to my channel, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.